Well, hello everyone, it's Rita here, and thank you for stopping by my channel. Today we are going to do the Roxy weekly challenge, which is number 51. It's the very last one of the year, and that's why I wanted to get it done. Now this is right up my alley because I do like to slow stitch, and that's what this video is about, is making some clusters with your pieces of fabric. And I know everybody has little tiny pieces of fabric, and so you can glue it. You do not have to sew. So like that would be a cluster right there. And if you want to, you can make them a little longer, like fold it over, and that way you can glue this in like a tab, which I kind of think that's really cool on the edge of the page. I think that's more fun than just doing a cluster, actually. All right, I'm gonna take my scissors, and I'm using this base fabric that I tried to stamp on quite a while ago, and it didn't work so well. So I'm going to use up, these were like in here, this little box of, or little jar of junk. And I pulled all that out, and I have another little jar here. I don't know why I have to have so many places for little junks, but I do. So I thought I would try to absorb that stuff, because what else can you do with it, right? Okay, so this piece here, and if I do it this way, it will fold back, and then we need to put something on that, and that looks kind of cool. Let's just trim this a little bit. Okay, so like I said, you can glue it or you can stitch it. Now, I got out some large needles because I do not want to play around trying to thread needles on camera. I have the worst time threading nowadays with the way my eyes are. They just, it's just almost in a, when you're using thick thread, this is vintage crochet cotton. And when you're using thick threads, I'm sorry, they won't go through the needle, the threader. So, you know, you're kind of stuck. So all I'm going to do is I put a knot in the end. Oh, this may not work very well because it's blunt. That doesn't help. And then I'm just going to do a little run stitch. Are you guys close enough to see? Hold on. Let's see if that's a little closer. I can't really tell. I have a glare on the camera when I look up. So I'm just doing this. It's a little tough because the needle's really too big. Okay, and then, so that just stitches that on there and you're done. I'm going to go back down through this fabric. And I'm going to show you a tie off that I like. The first knot I put in, like a quilter's knot, you just twist it around. I'll show you on the next one so you can see I didn't even do that. But on this knot, what I do is take a little bit of fabric from the back, whatever I can find to stick it. Then I have this thread, and we still have this thread. Where is it? Let's go this way again. See, we have the tail here. You have your thread with the tail. And then we're just going to go up into here. Take a little bite of fabric. This one that is not the one with the tail, you're going to put it over the top of your needle like this, okay, and behind the needle. Then you're going to take the one that has a tail, and you're going to go the opposite direction, which is like this, and come down, and then pull your needle through, and that makes what they call a knicker knot. Cut it and your knot's in. You can do it a couple times if you don't feel secure, but I use this for everything. And I learned that trick from a lady in Australia And for some reason, I cannot think of her name right now. But, so that's one that we have. Let's make another one. I need some background fabric. I have no idea what colors I want to use. I'm just going to... I was going to do some boho style, but let's make this a little smaller. But I didn't think I wanted to slow stitch with boho. All right, let's get another piece of this. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Start off with their, let's see, that's kind of earthy looking, if I use that. Let's see what, yeah, I just like to put it over the edge of the page like that. Just leave this extra. And if you don't want to and you want to just rip this off, and then you have your cluster. Let's see what kind of, let's use gold. That'll be pretty. I wonder if I can find another needle that's not so blunt. I took these out of my tapestry, and tapestry is usually pretty blunt. That might work. All right, I'm just going to leave it 6 strands for today. Normally I would probably use 2 or 3. Now the knot, so you take your thread and you put your index finger, your thread, and then your needle on top. Twist it around 2 times. Kind of slide it down. Then use your thumbnail, and just keep sliding all the way to the bottom. And there's your knot. Now this is kind of plain, so let me see. How about, I'm trying to think of a stitch that I could do in there that would look cute. How about maybe something like a pistol stitch? So you come up through here, and then we're going to go back down, and I usually do at least 3, I can do 5. French knot it, so wrap it around your needle 3 times, and you're going to come up here and go through, hold your French knot, and that will leave this little stem right here. So that's called a a pistol knot, pistol stitch. Then I'm going to come back over here, go up again at the bottom. This is kind of thick with 6 strands. And then I'm going to, yeah, it's kind of messy. Do it again 3 times around the needle, and then we're going to stick it back in about here. Hold this firmly. And then go down. And that's not really working very well, but you get the idea. I know why it's not working. Hold on a second, I'm going to get something. Okay, I'm back. So when I'm stitching in my chair, I have a pillow that sits on my lap, and when I do French knots, I love to have the pillow because it makes so much easier because you don't have to hold your string. So now I'll go 1, 2, 3, and I'll go right here, and you pop it into the pillow, pull it tight, then lift it up and pull. So you see how much better that knot looks than these two, because I used the pillow to do that. So now to tie it off, just grab a little bit of this fabric, and this one is already behind it. So all I have to do is take the tail and the other thread, go back over. It's like a figure 8. And then slip it through there and cut it off. So there's, I mean, it'll be cute on the right journal, I think. Okay. So I have this piece that I wanted to use. This is a painted piece that, now that would look cute there. And let's, I was looking to see if I had something kind of orangey, but that might look okay, that rusty color. I think I like that rust. So on this one, instead of putting another piece on it, I'm going to make the design with the thread. I'm going to divide this into 3 because it's just too much thread. And then maybe this will help you with some different stitches. I'm not very good at it. I mean, I don't do anything fancy. About as fancy as I get is that pistol stitch, but you can do so much with this because you can make these several really long, and then you can go back in between with a different color. And I should have brought that flower in. I would have showed you. Okay, so I'm going to start just here in the middle, and I'm going to make a lazy daisy flower. Let me just move this over. It just seems better if I have my hand up a little bit. Okay, now you're going to pull it, but you're not going to pull tight because you will lose your flower if you do. Then go back down again. And then come up in the center again. Probably could have made this a little bigger. And down, and then back up. Make sure your thread is behind it. I'm not very good at explaining stitching. And then you go back down at the top on the outside of the thread, and that holds down your little daisy. Go back to the center. Pull your thread over this way. Go back in where you came up and try to go the same length if you want. You don't have to. You can make them all different lengths. And then back down. Okay, and I'm going to go up again. I like to put 5 petals or 7. I don't like to put even petals. Down. Okay, and then up there. Whoops, now see there, I don't like that. I didn't go back where I came up. So I'm going to pull this out. Don't know what I was doing there. Let's see, which one is it that I brought? Okay. And I pinch the thread between my index finger and my thumb, slide my needle down. I don't try to stick it in the other way. But your eye has to be big enough to do that, to accommodate whatever size thread you're using. Okay, let's do that again. I should have more powerful glasses on. I hope I got it this time. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then straight down, like so. So there's a little lazy daisy, and then I think I'll put a French knot in the middle of that. So 1, 2, 3. You can put as many as you would like on there. As many rounds. Okay, there's your little French knot. Now there's a colonial knot too, but I don't know. I can never remember how to do it, so I have to look it up every time. So I don't do it. This is not... okay, so this one I'm going to go this way because my thread is on that side and over again. And that makes that knot. Okay. So I could put something else on this probably. But at this point, you could almost just stamp something like a number or letter, or let's say you're making a journal for, I don't think I have a letter. Well, anyway, you know what I'm saying. You could put something. A button would be cute. Maybe just add a button, a couple buttons. Let me see if I used a big button. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. You know, can always add to your design later when you go to put it on the book. Actually, let me do something here. Let's see if I've got enough thread. Because okay, where's my 3 strands? I've done this before out of just a long piece of fabric to put on the edge of a page. I'll show you how it looks. And it doesn't matter if your knots show or any of that, but if you don't want the knot to show, you kind of go to the inside here. And then your knot will be like inside there. And then fold this in half and just do a running stitch. Just going to do big stitches. You can do it stab stitch too. You can go this way and just go straight down, and then you kind of eyeball the distance that you want and go back down and then up and back down. Okay, and then another trick is well, I don't think I have any tape handy. But if you're unsure of the size you want your strips to be, or your little stitches to be, let's say you want them a 1/2 inch apart. So you could put a dot here. This comes out with a hair dryer. And a 1/4 inch, so let's do them all 1/4 inch. And dot, I should do this on a new one so you can see what I'm talking about. Just put dots at every 1/4 inch on your ruler onto your fabric. And that way, when you stitch using the dot, go dot to dot. And that way you'll have nice perfect stitches. But that's not the goal for like slow stitching or primitive stitching. The goal is just to stitch it and not worry about how you're doing. Okay. So now let me see if I have a journal page. So you open this, and you're going to put glue on both sides, and it will sit like that on the edge of your journal. That little bit, so it looked like a tab. Okay, so let's see what else I can do. Now this one I might be able to use on the boho, because this is some of that canter stitch, which is these blankets or quilts are made in India, and they have 3 layers. Well, it used to have. This one doesn't have 3 layers. Wait a second. I think I took a layer out. I'm good at that. Okay, so see how it has 3 layers and they're stitched together. And if you want, you can use the top of a layer, or because there's always some cool fabrics inside of here. Like, they're not even the same. They could be old clothes, old t-shirts, that kind of thing. So, but if I want to do boho, I could use some of this. Here they've stitched the pieces together. I don't know what part I want. I wonder, would I be putting lace into boho? I'd probably be putting sari silk. Let's see what these pieces would look like. Okay, that could go on there. Okay, so I'm just going to cut. I think I'm going to cut right here. I don't know if this will rip. Oh yeah. And then that way that will be on the back side. This is kind of off the track for what you're, so you could actually leave it really long like that. But I'm thinking just to put, let's just stitch some of that. I don't know, maybe I should get another piece of sari silk. I've got so much from Lisa here that I will never run out. I've got them hanging right next to me. I can get them out. Okay, well that kind of hides the flower, so maybe that's not good. Let's just do it like that, and I'm going to put this on here and that up there. What color? How about this blue? I got all these threads from a yard sale. I mean, just a bag of them. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was like 50 cents. If you have to go out and buy each one of these things, it gets pretty costly. I have several hundreds of them. But if you haven't been doing it for years, okay, I'm going to tie a knot in that. And I think I'm going to, I love to make French knots. So I think I'm going to come up here. And then 1, 2, 3. Come on. Oh, these needles are horrible. And holding all these pieces is horrible. Everything's unraveling. Okay. Get my pink back in there. Oh, you can't even see that one. Oh, my goodness, tangle on. I don't think I ever watch, when I'm watching people that do slow stitching, there's several out there, other than Rachel, her and her sister. They always end up, at least once during the video, getting their threads tangled. I'm not real happy about that. Okay, so let's just do, I'm going to do sort of a zigzag on the rest of it. You can make any little design you want. There's no rules. I hope I'm in screen and you can see me. I'll have to watch this back because I've never brought my camera that low. I wanted to try to mirror my phone today to my laptop, but yeah, that's not the best I've ever done. But it's still the color, right? Boy, all these extra strings are a pain. I don't know where they came from. Okay. Now we can do this. I'm not sure. I don't like working with this thread. That's the same kind of thread. Well, let me just use this. Just use it up. No, I'm not doing it right. Some threads just do not want to go. Nope. There we go. If it starts to unravel in the slightest at the end, it's really hard to get through. Okay, so I'm just going to go up here. And I'm just going to do a running stitch. Oh my gosh, my needle is like, it's like sewing with a nail. Seriously. Yeah, I'm not doing it very good. This fabric, they in India, they just sew stuff together and make these blankets. And I guess it's hot in there in India. Like, is it hot there all year round? I don't know. But that's, I get the feeling that it's hot. Because these are not enough to keep you warm. But I think they might use them for other purposes too, like dividing rooms or things like that. Okay, so that's the boho. And, I think it, when it's in its right page, or it'll have a nice little effect, boho effect, right? I might even press this open a little bit so we can see the French knots. Yeah. Now, gold would have been pretty on there, a gold thread. All right, let's see what time we are. Okay, I think that's it. Then I'm going to share a little tip with you. Like I said, now these are very simple little stitches, and you could just do this with glue. But I kind of thought it would be fun to do a little bit of stitching. So, okay, now I've got to put all these back. And I think that might have been my regular needle I use. Put that up there. Okay. Don't need that. All right, so my tip, I'll take pictures of those. It's not very exciting, is it? But it's the last challenge, and I was excited because I really wanted to do that. Okay, so my tip is that I have a lot of journal cards that, like for instance, this one is really very lightweight, which I could cover it, obviously, but the back. And I have this little piece that's left over. And I have this little girl here. And I have this card. So I have, and then this one here. So I have cards, journal cards or tags that I'm probably not going to use. If I made a yellow and blue journal again, yes. But typically, this one was from a prayer journal, and I, could use it. I don't know. So my thought is to punch holes. Now this is like from a masterboard. So let's see, this might punch. So you take your 1-inch circle punch, and it's not gonna, it's too thick. Okay, we're not doing that one. I was afraid of that. Okay, let's do this one. I kind of want to see how she would look. So I think it would be fun to get her face here. And if we can get this where it says Jesus picked me. I don't know if I can get that in. No. Nope. Okay. So then we'll get some flowers over here. And you won't be able to tell it's a dress when we get done. Okay, so there's 3 pieces. Her hand is cute. So I was thinking of spelling a word. So let's try to get one more. Alright, well, the only place we can get is her arm. So then I have one already made, but I'll show you how I was planning to do this. So if you had ephemera left over, and these are going to be little clusters to put on the edge of a page or somewhere. I know chips aren't supposed to be this long, but it came to mind, and I got to do what comes to mind. And it doesn't really probably take too long, I don't think. Okay, so now we have these. So here's her, maybe I could use her arm. I'm going to put them up like so. There's a little hand. This is very different. I wasn't thinking. Okay, so now let's get some letters. I've got love here. I think I can use this brown. So I'm going to put L. It's not showing very well. But I don't know. I don't have any choice now. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get my... All I have is this brown stays on. I don't think I can get that back on there. So here's a O, L, O. Me. You get the gist of it, right? And E. Okay. Now, you can glue those all just like that and leave it. Or, I'm thinking if I took a book page, let's take all the edge off. Oh, I forgot to move my camera up. I'm sorry. I hope you can still see. So, I could just take a book page and make a... Oh my goodness, come on. Get my glue. I was working on my little house last night, and the puzzle I'm doing, the house puzzle, and the glue, the art glare glue is working great. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there, and then this one is gonna be the first letter, which is love, the first letter of love, L. L-O. I should have probably put that letter up a little higher, the L, because it doesn't have to be in order. You could use numbers. You could write whatever you wanted down the side of the page. Okay. Oh, I have 2 pages. Cool. that around here. Actually, let it glue. So there. So now this can go on the side. And I did it on a book page because if you put it over the edge, you have the book page showing. And, or you could put it on a bigger piece and make it a tuck. I think that is such a cute idea. And this is the other one that I had. This lady was on this journal card. Where's all my circles? Oh, they're there. And so I got all these circles out of this card, like 6 or so. And I thought she was pretty up there by herself. So let me get my stays on. Oh, wrong one. Darn it. Close it up, and then you won't do that. L-O-V. E. V-E-L-Y. I think. Okay. So now I can take all my chips will not take this long. It's just, I already had them cut. So we only need to really do the bottom, or just the top part, and then when I turn it over, I'll glue it all. But you don't have to put a background on it. You could set this straight onto your edge of your page, or whatever you're going to use. I think she should have been a little bit more over. So see, you could do it this way. You could run this out to the edge. I saw Treasure Books, Natasha. She did something like this on a bunch of pages, and kind of just stuck in my head. But I think I like it behind the book page. I think it just adds a little, maybe even doing it that way. Or I could flip another page. The other thing you can do is you could cut out words and put on there maybe a phrase. I don't have anything. Let's see. That just came to my head right now. I don't see anything. Yeah. So if you had like a little phrase or poem or something you wanted, you could put there. Alright, I'm just going to stick this on here and But see, the journal card that this was on, I've had it forever, and I've never, you know, found something to use it for. And now I have a whole new piece of little ephemera. So that's it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and like and comment, and try to get, so I can get to 3,000 subscribers. Check out our Facebook page, and I can't think of anything else. But if you're still with me, thank you, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.